you want high quality playmats? That's NobleAsta. Playmats guaranteed to help you win NobleAsta. Visit 1000noble.com.
Playmats not actually guaranteed to help you win locals. Look cool, maybe, but not help you win. Not at all. Not even close, but maybe.
Hello everybody, my name is Connor, and I am here with PRB Sanji. I know, it's not out yet, but I had the deck together and I really wanted to play it, so I asked some of the guys at locals who were going to the tournament. I said, hey, if I brought Sanji today, can I get some games in on it? And a bunch of guys were like, yeah, absolutely, sounds good. And yeah, it's honestly such a fun deck, and I am so excited to show you guys and, you know, keep playing it. Honestly, when it comes out, I'll probably play nothing but Sanji. So this is our mulligan hand. It's a little bit rough, but we are going first, so kind of nothing to do for the first two turns. One Dawn and pass. Really, if we're going first, the only play I think we have is the Searcher Nami. And I'll put my deck list in the description. I've been trying to put it in the comments, but I keep forgetting. So I'll put it in the description. And my opponent goes ahead, taps one Dawn to get the Searcher, and gets the Charlotte Smoothie. Vanilla from this set. Pretty solid vanilla. Big body. And here I'm thinking about swinging the 8, but I just decided to go 9. Just because I was going to leave one up for Radby, but I have all my life, so I didn't really feel like I needed to. And they end up taking the 9k hit, and we pass turn. Obviously not much we can do here. And they end up tapping 2 to play the Nami, putting Banish and swinging that 7, and ramping that Dawn. And I could have countered out of this, but I just didn't feel like I needed to. Sanji is a 5 life leader, so I just let it go ahead. And now we have, what is that, 5 Dawn? And I'm thinking about playing the 5-drop Ace. You guys can see I have 2, but I do end up wanting to, I'm torn between the 5-drop Ace and one of the 3-drop Sanjis, or Zoros. Why do I always say that? I swing 5 with Sanji, just to poke, get some counter on a hand, and we do end up getting a counter there. And I tap 3 to play the starter deck 1 Zoro. This guy's kind of nasty. Dawn times 1, this character gains 1000 power, so he stays a 6k throughout your opponent's turn as well. So I'm swinging, let me do math, 8 here with the Zoro, if I'm not mistaken, and we do get that hit, which is great for us. And yeah, we end up passing turn. A little low on counter, but I'm feeling okay. I mean, I do have Wapple, and I do have the promo Luffy there. That's that other 3 cost. It is a 2k. Pretty nice card to have. They were the last things I was looking for my set, for my deck here, and I just got them this week. So he ends up dropping the 6 cost, 7,000 power Katakuri, flipping his life down, and swinging 7 into our boy Zoro, or 6, and we go ahead and counter out with Wapple. Wapple is an absolute monster in this deck. You don't really get to see it in these 2 games, but you will see it in tomorrow's games. And here I realize I put my outer sleeve on wrong like a silly goose, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. Just trying to figure out what I want to do here, and I think I could have, I don't know if I could have optimized this a little bit more, but I do end up swinging 7 here with Zoro, because 1 Dawn plus his leader ability makes him 7, and they do end up taking, and I do go ahead and drop the double attack Ace here, I think. And realistically, I could have just dropped another Zoro, but I love these aces, and you guys can see I have 1 championship one, and I love it. It's so good. I could have gotten the gift collection, but I didn't want it. So they end up countering out of the 6k ace swing there, and then I just swing 5 to get more counter out of their hand, thinking if they don't clear anything on my board, I mean, we have game next turn. If they don't clear my board, like, game is secured. I know one of the cards they have in their hand is 10 Mob, so I know that they are low on counter. So, but they do end up playing 6 to play. I know it's got a beautiful glare. The Conquest of the Sea, the sovereignty. I can't say that word. Oh my goodness. But it does -2 Dawn, and you can clear 2 6k or lower bodies. Unfortunate for me, both of my bodies were under 6k. So, board wipe, and then they tap 4 for the Kiganojo. Definitely setting up to take it next turn, probably. And they swing the 7, I take, and they swing 5, lead, and I go ahead and counter out with Frankie. We top deck the 0 cost, which is not what I wanted, but we are at 9 Dawn, I believe. So, 8 or 9 Dawn, I don't know, I can't see. It looks like 9, but it looks like I also put a Dawn back. But we're sitting pretty good, so I am torn between playing the Zoro or the Luffy, but I do decide to go with the Zoro. He requires less Dawn to get beefier. So we do go, what is that? 8, and they end up taking it. And then with the rest of the Dawn, they do get the Searcher off of their bottom life, which is pretty good. And I think they get a counter there. I think that's the Pudding, if I saw correctly, the 3 cost. And we just end up swinging 9 with Sanji. Once I count it, we end up swinging 9 with Sanji. Here I am counting it again, and we end up getting the game. So they had a lot of bricks. They only had 2k counter, and yeah, our life was looking pretty good. I do really like that. Nico Robin and the Ace and the Nami. There's our Searcher Nami. So we go ahead and hop into a second game. And these Sanjis are my pride and joy. I absolutely love these 2-cost Sanjis. Realistically, I could have dropped one and then really swarmed next turn, but I decided to keep one in my hand just in case. I don't feel like there's a need to keep one in hand. And then they end up, or there's a need to play them down. They end up banishing and swinging, and I go ahead and use one of the Sanjis to counter out, and we get to 4 Dawn. I tap 2, and I'm playing out one of the Sanjis. I love these Sanjis. I just picked up the ult. I have the standard art, and I just picked these up. I think these are so beautiful. I'm a Sanji fanboy. I had to. So I take the top life of my, or top card from my life, which is a 3-cost, 3-cost Zoro, excuse me, and I'm swinging 7, if I did my math correctly. I'm swinging 7 to start, and that's pretty aggressive. So they do end up taking, and they get the Onami to pop my Sanji, so kind of unfortunate. But I swing another 7, and I think, I don't remember if they counter or not. They end up using the 0-cost event to counter. And you can see in my hand I actually have the 4-cost Alabasta Usopp. That's my little secret tech. I really like him. I'm only running 2, I believe, but I think that he's a really fun card. And he kind of fills this like empty spot I have. So they end up swinging a bunch, and I think I can counter out, but I decide to take, and we get the Wapple. And there they have the 0-cost event, and I'm hoping that we can get that out of their life before they get an opportunity to play like a Newgate and move it to the bottom. So we end up tapping 3, or no, we end up tapping 4, excuse me. Yeah, I end up tapping 4, leader ability, give Usopp a rush, and I think I go 6-6 or 5-7. And I think that Usopp is just really nice. It's another way to KO smaller bodies. And it's a on KO. So we swing 6 and he takes it. And I'm trying to see if I want to do anything else, and I just swing another 6. But yeah, that Usopp is really nice, and I know in this situation, my opponent was hesitant to swing into it. just because he really wanted to have a smaller body just in case he needed to go for game with it. And I know like it KOs a 5,000 power or less, so you know that's a lot of small searchers. That's some bodies. It's a base power of 5,000, so I don't think it would work if it was minus, but I could be wrong, so we'll see. We will see when we get there, but it doesn't really come into play too much here. But my opponent plays out the Miss All Sunday. Honestly, I have polys in my pudding deck, and I am thinking about playing down the Miss All Sunday. So he drops the Hiyori, and I'm like, oh, okay. I think I know what's in his life now. Honestly, I think Hiyori in the pudding deck can be really solid. I think it's a really great option. And he fumbled his Dawn count a little bit, so that's what he was doing. That's fine, it's no big. He taps 1 to play the Searcher, pulling up the Katakuri, and then swinging, I think, just 6 here. Yep, 6 at me, not wanting to... he's really hesitant to swing into the Usopp, because at this point, there's a good chance I would let the Usopp go, just to KO that Miss All Sunday, because Usopp would be able to take out the Miss All Sunday since she is a base 5,000 power, and that's the biggest body he has on his board. So it's not a bad. I don't think it's a bad option, bad option at all. And here I am trying to figure out what I want to do. That Robin, I think I'm only running 3, but I really like her. I think especially with Rush. So I go ahead and I just kind of poke 5 because I know he's got a 1k with that Katakuri he picked up, and he does end up countering out. I do drop the Wapple, kind of swinging, getting that big body on board, and I'm reading it here. Wapple's a little confusing. I'll post a picture of Wapple on the screen. I might have missed All Sunday for funsies. I swing, I think, 9, I think. And wow, the 0 cost event is in the last life. That's wild. That's wild. Had no idea. And I'm trying to decide. I just swing 5 because I figure at this point, like, I'm not gonna be able to get game. There's a good chance they drop 10 mom on me, and which I guess I could have swung 6, but you know, maybe I have a rad beam. I don't, but so they do 10 mom, and they get an Otama, which is kind of unfortunate. And they swing 5. We give them a Frankie. They swing another 5, and I give them that Robin. And we end up getting the 8 cost Shanks. That card is so good. Love that card. And here we are at 10 Dawn now. Maximum Dawn, if you will. Wapple's gonna be really good in this situation. And I'm thinking with the Ace, with the Shanks, I can just go for game. I would have loved to see Ace. So I do end up poking 5 with Usopp, just kind of knowing that I'm either gonna get a life or get a counter. And I end up swinging Wapple, getting that final life. I tap 8, giving him Rush. I swing a whole 11 into life, and I'm really nervous that he does have the counter, but he ends up being able to just meet, I believe, and we end up getting that game to Ujambe in the last life. Not bad, not a super great trigger, but yeah, this deck is super, super fun. I love that Usopp. I'm a big fan. I think Usopp helps with a little bit of board control. And yeah, only running 2, it feels good, especially because, like, I think the only thing I have for, like, 4 or like mid-game range is the Frankies, which is a 4/6 with no effect. But that Usopp, he's a 4/5, which is okay, but that on KO I think is pretty good. It could clear things like Brooks, Rebecca's, some things like that, and it does count for if you need another body for the Diable Jambe to finish up the game. But yeah, so those are 2 games versus Pudding with the PRB Sanji deck. I think this deck is going to be really fun. I don't know how good it's going to be, but I just really love how aggressive it is and how it's very turn off brain, go for face. And yeah, so I hope you guys really liked this video. This deck is, as I've said like 12 times, this deck is very fun. I can't wait to play it. Like actually play it. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.